Hello, welcome to a new reaction video. My name is Larissa and today I'm going to react to a new Patreon request. I'm going to react to another horse clinic video, but this time from someone I have never watched one before. Well, actually I did watch like a small video to see what I would think of it. This is the first time I'm going to react to this person's clinic. It's a clinic from Sarah Dawson and yeah, the 5-minute video I watched, it looked pretty impressive. So yeah, my Patreon requested a longer video for a reaction. And yeah, because the 5-minute video, it looked pretty cool, so yeah, I'm curious to see what we're going to see in like a longer one. Also, before I start, I do want to tell you that it is for you also possible to request your own video. It doesn't matter what it is, can be a movie, a TV show episode, a YouTube video, something from your interest, or movie scenes, movie trailer, anything you can think of really. You can check out my Patreon for the options, and also you can get early access to all of my videos there, and you can see my reactions uncut. So if any of the things I just said sound interesting to you, you can check out the link in my description to go to my Patreon and check out the options there. So yeah, with all of that said, I'm just gonna check out this video and see what I think of it.
Sarah Dawson.
Oh damn, they even have like her name written in those big light up letters. Okay, here we go. Oh, the tail. I love that. Looks so cute.
Well, good morning, Road to the Horse. How are you this morning? Good. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. But, well, I'm excited about my demo today, mainly just to introduce you guys to what I do on a regular basis. My husband and I, work out of Aubrey, Texas, where we train rein cow horses. We have about 60 horses there at the ranch right now that are in full-time training, and those range from 2-year-olds to 3-year-olds, 5 and 6-year-olds, all the way up to the older broke horses that are showing at the highest levels. And so we have a pretty big operation going on over there, and
Okay.
wanted to just introduce you to the rein cow horses and what those are. And over at the sound booth, we can go ahead and cue in that video. And if you guys look at the screens, I just wanted to kind of show you what our event is. If you've never seen it before, it's a bit difficult to explain. And so to kind of be able to talk you through it, the National Rein Cow Horse Association is what we're involved in. And these horses that we train, they are kind of the triathletes of the Western discipline. We have 3 events that we train for, one of them being the herd work, where we have 2.5 minutes. We have to go in and cut a single cow out of the herd, and then we have to show control of that cow, that we can keep that cow separated from that herd. And then we're just judged on the horse's cow sense, on how much
Cow is like,
it
fuck,
does on
my
its
family.
on its style and eye appeal. And then there's certain times when we're allowed to quit this cow. We can't just quit it whenever we want. The cow either has to have all 4 feet planted on the ground or turn away. If we quit it too soon or at an inappropriate time, we get deducted for it. And so you got to keep that in mind as you're doing it as well.
He
That
just
mare
accepted
there,
his fate.
She's a 4-year-old mare this year, and so we're showing her
Prank.
in the derbies. After the herd work, we move on to the rein work, and everyone is very familiar with reining horses. But there's just certain maneuvers that we have to perform in the rein work. It's always going to consist of some circles with some speed variations, and so they're always going to ask you for a large, fast circle, and then they're going to ask you to come in and do a small, slow circle. Each direction involved in that rein work pattern. Then we have to perform some stops and some turnarounds.
Damn.
And then it has its own scoring system, and so the judges judge each maneuver separately. They're going to judge the circles, they're going to judge the lead changes, they judge the stops, they judge the spins. Each maneuver has its own box to mark. Then the last stop, there's always a backup included in that, and you're judged on that.
Damn, talent, okay.
As well. And then this
It keeps amazing me every time, but just the way you can let horses do all of that stuff is just crazy to me.
It's very fast-paced. It's very adrenaline-filled.
And I think it's nice that she's like explaining all the things they like do. And then we're actually seeing parts of it. I really thought we were just gonna see one video of what she was gonna do here.
Anything can change on cow work day because it has a lot to do with the cow you draw. You want a cow that you can go mark a big score on, so you want that degree of difficulty. But with that degree of difficulty, you're also taking chances because you need to make sure you have a horse that can handle that. And this mare here, she's a really neat mare. Showed her at Snafflebit last year, and she actually had the high fence work score of the horse show. But in that fence work, as you saw, we had to box the cow on one end and then take it down the long end of the arena, get 2 turns on the fence each way, and then circle it once each way.
Interesting.
And so this is definitely what keeps us doing it.
Yeah, she's really just controlling the cow too. Crazy.
Like it. It's pretty fun. And so what I thought I would do in my demo today is I brought a 2- and 3-year-old out here, and I wanted to cruise them around a little bit for you guys and kind of show you what we do with our horses at home. Our program is different than a lot of programs out there as far as the way we bring our young horses along. Our 2-year-olds, this is a little 2-year-old filly right here, and she actually has the same dad, WR, this cat's smart, as the colt that I chose as my gelding to get started here. But she has about 60 days on her, and our 2-year-olds, they stay very raw looking for a long time. I keep them in a loping hackamore for at least 90 days before I put a snaffle on them. And I do that to save my snaffle because in our event, we have to keep them in that snaffle for, it's about 3 years that they have to be shown in a snaffle. And so anything that I can do to save that along the way, I try to do. And so that's why I ride in this loping hackamore for so long as these horses are growing up. But
it seems pretty hard to talk when you're riding a horse.
They stay very, very raw looking for quite a while. The only thing I'm really concerned about on them is that they stop and they steer. I don't really care about them sliding a million yards right now, but I do want this horse to steer when I pick up on her and stop when I pull back on the reins. And that's about the only thing that I care about at the moment. And so right now, as she's just a little worried with all these people and all these bright lights, this is the biggest stage she's ever been on. I'm just gonna take her from imaginary corner to corner of this arena. I'm gonna give her a place to go and a goal of a point to get to. And when she gets there, I'm gonna let her stop in that spot. So I'm just gonna pretend that there's an imaginary corner right down here. And when we get there, don't drop the rein, we're gonna stop.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna turn
retry
in a 360, and I'm just gonna ride down to this next imaginary corner. So giving her a job to do and a place to go without getting in a big fight about it.
Damn, the horse is a good listener as well.
With our program, we're not too concerned about breaking that hind end loose. Even from that first ride, we're really focusing on this front end because we want that horse's first instinct to be when we pick up on that rein, we want them to come with that front end. I don't want this horse to disengage her hind end out of the way because that's what we do with horses when they're running off with us. We tell people at the clinics, if you guys get in trouble, disengage your horse. We do that because it puts them in an unathletic position. And so for me to think at these early stages that I want to disengage this horse all the time, it just seems a little counterproductive to me for what my end goal is. So when I pick up on this rein, I want this horse's shoulder to be coming through here.
Sorry if I'm not saying a lot, by the way, but I'm just very focused on the things she's saying and what she's doing with the horse. And I don't have a lot to add right now, just she seems to be knowing her shit, and I like that.
We'll do a lot of turning back on them for our older horses, a lot of cow gathering. We don't drill them very much at all for a very long time in the arena, which is why even by other standards and other people that do our event, our horses, our young horses, they look really raw for quite a long time. It doesn't really help us out in the selling department, but we do believe that in the end, it just makes a much more solid horse that's really happy to go do their job because they haven't been drilled as young horses. And so it just keeps their mind really fresh and keeps them happy about their job. I got her kind of keyed into me a little bit, cruise around to the middle of this arena. When we do ride them in the arena, we're all over the place. People think we're drunk at our ranch because we're all over the place. We're running into each other. We're doing a lot of speed control, making sure these young horses are comfortable at these faster rates of speed. From a very early stage, we don't want to just keep them real quiet and real controlled as young horses.
Damn, she sounds so out of breath.
Introduce.
I mean, it looks really hard doing all of this and then also explaining everything.
If we do it from day one, it's not a big deal to them. And so we do a lot of just running amok around the pastures, around arenas. We play tag with our other 2-year-olds, change directions. When I change directions, I'm not necessarily asking her to change leads, but in order to do it in a balanced way, she's just naturally gonna change that lead. Gonna get quiet, see if she can tune into my body, and get stopped.
Okay. You can also see that this is very professionally filmed compared to other horse videos I sometimes watch, but they're all doing it for themselves, and this is really like a professional thing, I can see.
The ones we own don't do as much good because they don't pay us anything to be there, basically, but it was like fate that I got her because every time, I got her from a horse sale, and they would put promotional videos on YouTube for these sale horses, and every time I pulled up YouTube, her video was the first one there. Every time, so it's like, okay, I have to get her. I liked her mane, it was pretty.
Yeah, the manes are really nice.
But she's a pretty cool horse, I like her a lot. But
she looks so proud when she's saying that, the horse I mean.
For a long time. They just
like, yeah, I'm pretty horse.
And get comfortable with these things, and as they get older, we start progressing them and refining things, but they're gonna look like this in our program for quite a long time.
Looks like a butterfly, the white part, like the upper part.
And it's been good for her to be here because her and Bright Lights have not really bonded yet, so she's very bright-eyed about this whole town deal still. But we're gonna cruise her around a little bit and show you what we might do with our 3-year-olds. And I've been here for about a week. Well, I've been here since Monday, and we have no access to cows, and so we've been reining for the last 5 days, and I think that's about the most reining this horse has ever done in her life. I think she's pretty sick of it at this moment. Because with our 3-year-olds, we work a lot of cows every single day, whether we cut or we go down the fence. We're always just constantly working cows, and really a lot of our rein work comes from what we do in the fence work. That's kind of how we teach our horses to stop. It's how we teach our horses to change leads, is back behind tracking a cow, because it gives them a reason to do it. That's why I can never be a straight reining trainer, is because for for me, my horse, like I can't give him enough purpose to his job. And so having that cow involved, it really gives him a purpose as to why I'm asking him to do what he's doing. I'm not just randomly stopping, I'm not just randomly turning around.
Sounds logical.
But since reining happens to be an event in our sport, we do have to train for it, unfortunately. Just gonna cruise her around a little bit, see what side of the bed she woke up on this morning. And then with these horses, we just really build every day on what I showed you on the 2-year-old. I mean, we keep it simple. When I pick up on this rein, I want that shoulder, that front end, to go around that hind end. I don't want that hind end to disengage, because that really gets us in trouble. If we break up that hind end too much, when it comes to the fence work, that's where that really comes out, because that's an event where we pick up on those horses, and if those horses don't just come to you right away in an athletic position, each time I pick up on this horse, I don't want to feel that hind end coming around. It's not going to look like this on day one. There might be more hind end movement on day one, but I'm shooting for this right here when I pick up on that rein. So if you think of how a horse is built, probably say 60 to 70% of that horse's weight is on that front end. And so naturally, that horse is going to want to bring that hind end around because it's easier.
I feel like there's also a lot of people watching.
Especially with this little mare here.
Because the stadium looks really big, so of course there's a lot of chairs not filled, but still, that's a lot.
Than I would care for her to be. So I don't do a lot of stuff with her face, because she tends to just get a little over bridled, and when she gets over bridled, her butt comes up and her shoulders go down, and it puts her in a bit of an unathletic position. And so I just have to be real careful when I ride her to kind of keep her picked up.
I feel like now that she says it, I kind of notice it.
In a more athletic frame.
Horse is kind of like, no, I don't want to.
We try not to drill that rein work pattern. We just come out here in the arena and we just go all over the place. Because I don't like to drill circles, because then my horses start to dread the circles. And so I want that circle to be a nice place for it to be. So if I'm aiming to make a nice rein work circle here and she dives in, I'm not going to hold her out, because if I hold her out, I'm always going to have to babysit her. But I want my horses to learn to be able to stay on that circle by themselves. So if she dives in right there, I might just steer in more and say, yeah, you can go in there. It's going to be work. I'd rather just stay out here, but you're more than welcome to go on in here. And so I don't want to babysit my horses and hold them out where they're not wanting to go. You got to let them make that mistake. If she can kind of think about coming over here, then I might just rest right over here. So it's no different than starting colts, these performance horses. You're taking those same principles. You're making the right thing easy and the wrong thing difficult. The right thing being coming over here, the wrong thing cutting in and going over there. It's just like starting those colts, but it's just moving it to another level.
Love that she's sometimes just like petting the horse. Horse doing a good job.
So our 3-year-olds as well want to make sure they're just real comfortable at these faster speeds. We do a lot of running around.
I think the tail looks a little silly, especially when they're going fast.
When
It's
July
funny.
comes around of their 3-year-old year and they're uncomfortable at these speeds, there's a lot to work on. So I want to take the comfort level and put that at a maximum at these speeds. So right now, I really don't care where her face is. She really wants to be naturally low-headed, but when I steer her around, I just want to make sure she steers. I'm not paying much attention to where that face is, but I want to feel that those shoulders come up and follow my hands. I'm not too concerned about getting that nose and making everything pretty, because that's not going to help me very much in that show pen. Oh.
Just at once, just stop. And he stops.
This filly, she's also by that stud WR, this cat smart. We have a collection of those at the house right now. I think we counted 12 of the WRs that we have at home right now, and we love them. I mean, they're good horses. They try, and I mean, they're great for the 3 events on Saturday night when finals night is there, because you know you're not going to run out of horse. And that's why we really like those horses. And I'd say for our event, our turnaround deal is very, very different than most people's turnaround deal. We spend a lot of time right here getting these horses inside this turnaround and begging them to leave. And when she leaves, I'm going to say, no, let's not leave. Let's stay right here. This is the comfort zone. I don't really care where her front feet are going. I don't care if she's stepping in front or behind. All I care is that she is mentally inside this turnaround. She's wanting to leave. I can feel her. She's just a little unsure, so I'm going to squeeze her. I'm going to test her and say, do you really want to leave? She's like, yeah, I kind of do. I'm going to stop her and say, no, let's just stay right here. This is a comfort spot right there. And we really like to get our horses really comfortable. Right.
That's important.
We don't turn them fast very much because that's a lot of work and it's hard. And so we don't want to overdo that and make that turnaround a miserable spot for those horses. So we'll catch them a lot right here. She wants to leave. I'll just break that forward momentum and I'll start her again. And just get her really comfortable right here in this turnaround. The main thing I'm focusing on right now is this left front. I want to feel like it's coming up underneath me and almost reaching towards where that back cinch is. Good girl. Then once in a while, you might say, okay, that's going good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, their faces are so cute.
And then that's about it at this stage. Say, good girl.
Come on, give her some applause.
Like, oh, that's kind of fun. We just went fast. That's the mentality that we want to develop in these horses. We don't want to just come out here and drill these things because it can become very miserable for them. And so anything that we can think of to do to break it up and make it fun and make it a game and say, okay, let's start turning. Now let's just add a little bit of speed. Oh, there. See how she does. Licking and chewing, she's real happy about it. This filly here, I like her a lot. Her strongest event's probably the herd work. Her weakest event is probably going to be the rein work. Not that she's not going to be very good at it, but if I had to label her in each event, I think that herd work's going to be her best event, then probably that rein work, and then she's going to be great down the fence. So I'm very excited to be showing her. It'll be in October now when she shows at one of our biggest shows there in Fort Worth, Texas, the Snaffle Bit for Charity. And there'll be about 400 horses in that open category with all the open trainers. And then they'll take the top 25 to the finals there at that horse show. The winner will get $100,000, and then they're guaranteeing the 25th place to get $10,000. So they're paying really good on down the line, which is very exciting for us in the growth of our sport. But Chris, my husband, and I, we've been very involved in the Rein Cow horses. He's currently number 2 on the leading riders list, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Impressive.
I'm currently number 8, but he's actually in Las Vegas right now. They, one of our big premier events is going on. It starts today, actually. So he's in Vegas. He's showing his Derby horses, and then he gets to show my Derby horses at this horse show as well. So that's where they are. So we're dividing and conquering this week. But before I leave you guys, and my sound guy is going to help me out with this as well, with another video that I just wanted to share with you. Are you guys good with that? You good for that second video? Awesome. Okay. This is something that you guys have probably heard about that's taking place in Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and they were just devastated by some wildfires, and some ranchers just
I was like, what is this random outro? But she's...
Their herds are gone, and one of the biggest problems now is their grass is gone. For a couple years, their grass is going to be gone, and so they're having to haul in hay to feed all of these cattle, and lives have been lost, and homes have been lost. I'm working with Garth and Amanda Gardner out of Kansas, Texas, and trying to raise money for what has happened here.
Okay, nice.
Up in our booth, and so if you guys can come by, and I'd love to talk to you about that, and just do whatever we can to help these people that are going through this, because they're one of us. I mean, they're ranchers. This is where we get.
It's really nice that she's doing that. So I guess that was about it then. Some dramatic shots. It's really nice that she's using her platform for that. I mean, there was a lot of people there, so you got their attention now. Good thing. But yeah, it was really interesting to see her with the two horses and yeah, see what she did. Oh. It's messed up. Oh. It's always nice to see how, like, it's messed up, like I said, but how that does bring, like, a community together.
Thank you guys very much, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the event.
Yeah, so this is like a whole big event. Yeah, I kind of got that road to the horse. I think that's just like the thing then. I also checked out their channel and there was indeed like multiple people. Like I said, it was nice to see her with the two horses just show some different stuff. The thing is, I've said this before, like, I don't know a lot about horses, but I have been watching some horse videos over the past year, so I feel like I can kind of notice what's like impressive and what's just like regular stuff, you know. And I could see that she knew what she was talking about, first of all. I mean, otherwise I don't think you're there in an arena that big explaining all of that. And besides, just the thing she showed, you could really see she put in a lot of hard work in that, and she's been doing this for a long time. I mean, that just really shows. So it's good to know that you're looking at someone who actually knows what they're talking about and what they're doing. And yeah, honestly, the thing she did with the horses, like, there's not a lot of action in these kind of videos. It's not like a show or anything. She's really just yeah, showing to these people and teaching them, and yeah, getting them to learn a bit. And yeah, just the things she's capable of doing and being able to show that to other people, and that's actually like something useful to them, because I think mostly the people who are sitting there are like horse owners themselves then, and that they just, yeah, want to learn more. So, or people who just enjoy watching horses. I don't know, but it was pretty interesting what she did. So yeah, I also have to say, I also really enjoyed the previous horse videos I watched, but it was also nice to, for the first time, see like maybe a bit of a bigger event where they're like professionally filming, because most videos I feel like were like just filmed with like one phone or something. So it was just a bit easier to watch. But yeah, then again, I didn't say a lot during the video because I don't know that much about horses. I don't know what to comment on. I'm just honestly learning new things here. And yeah, I'm just like the person here who's mostly commenting on that the horses are cute and that what they're doing is pretty impressive. But maybe that's just because I don't know anything about it. But yeah, it was interesting to watch. Let me know if you have anything to add. Then you can leave it in the comments down below. Like I said, if you want to request your own video, that's possible through my Patreon. And if you like my reaction to this one, then please leave a like, subscribe, and then I really hope to see you next time. Bye!